My brother stood up during Sunday night dinner and announced, "Sophia and I are expecting a baby." I never hated him more than at that moment. Everyone else around the table was congratulating the couple, but I sat there in shock at his betrayal. Our mom then looked at me and asked, "Well, aren't you going to congratulate them? Or sit there lazily like you always do?" I was used to ridicule from my family. My brother was the oldest, and the perfect son my parents always wanted. I was the unplanned and unwanted kid, and they made sure I knew it every time I screwed up. But I'd had enough. I get up from the table and make my way to the front door. My brother catches up to me and grabs my arm just as I'm reaching for the door handle to my car. He tells me, "Wait, you need to understand." No, you need to understand. I shove him away from me and then yell, "I told you before dinner tonight about my announcement and how proud I felt to finally have something great to brag about, to finally not feel like a failure in front of them. And then you go and steal the thunder right from under me before I can get in a word. I told you ahead of time because I thought you had my back." My perfect brother stood there quietly looking at me. The same brother who used to be the only one who encouraged me and my weird gadget building hobby. The only person who defended me when I accidentally caught one of mom's rugs on fire when I was test running a robot. And the only person who believed in me to one day become an amazing inventor. I was excited to tell the family that I had sold one of my designs to a big-time tech company and rub it in their faces that I wasn't the huge failure they thought I was. But what I wanted more was for my big brother to tell me he was proud of what I'd accomplished. So I told him the big news privately before we all sat down. I told him the details of how the deal included a design contract with the company and how I was getting a large check up front, followed by a substantial salary. I was going to have plenty to pay off all my debts and then some. All I was looking for was support from my brother since I had finally done something right, but instead, he one-upped me before I could even get my news out. I felt betrayed not just because he did it, but because I didn't understand why. My brother puts up his hands as if I had a weapon. "Listen, there's no baby." "What the fuck, man?" I scream this loud enough that other family members start to make their way outside. My brother is doing his best to wave everyone back inside. At this point, I'm seeing red. And you know what? If there's no baby, then there was no reason to feel guilty about stealing attention from Sophia. I turn to everyone watching us from the doorway. "I also have an announcement to make." "No, you do not. Get your ass in the car." My brother says this only loud enough for me to hear. I turn to him, still shouting, "What? You really got a problem with me having one good thing finally happen? In a matter of days, you'll be able to brag that your brother is a legit millionaire. My problem is that half of our family are vultures." My brother screams this while everyone looks on. His face is now red too as he continues. "You know how well I know you? I know that you would have announced your new job and your newfound wealth, and you would have been blind to the manipulative ways some of our family members will try to take your money. Aunt Jackie tricked Sophia and me out of a couple grand, and later we found out that she was using our hard-earned money to gamble and get her nails done. You've always been incredibly smart and talented, but when it comes to knowing who to trust and listen to, you're a plain idiot." My brother was breathless by the time he was done screaming at me. Everyone's eyes were now on me, and Aunt Jackie asked quietly, "You're a millionaire?" But I didn't care about them anymore. I asked my brother, "A couple grand? Wait, is that why you and Sophia backed out of buying your dream home last minute?" My brother looked down like he was ashamed. "She's not the only person who's used us. They will use you too, now that they know they can." I look from my family, back to my brother, and shake my head. "If that's all true, then forget it. The only family I have is you and Sophia. Text me later and we'll see about getting that house for you two."